The axe in here.
No, it is.
Ooh.
Damn. So this is the magic axe, huh?
New bad thing happened.
You got the.
Oh. Wait a tick. You gotta pay for that.
This fucking guy. Pay? What the hell are you talking about?
This is still the inside of my study, ain't it?
You might need that $7,000.
Nothing else was free, so why'd you think we'd start here?
Good one. I'm taking the axe now.
Don't think I'm serious. Check the price tag.
Huh? Nice. What?
Costs,
$999 million? I'm not saying the right.
Yeah. Didn't realize it was still on ticket. But I know. Worked real hard to get here.
Give us a
How
shout out,
about a
Crystal.
trade? If you and you alone can best my challenge, I give it to you
Tonight?
for free.
Knew you say that. What do you want?
Huh. How about a haircut?
A haircut? Alright, sure. Which hair you want me to cut?
Oh, any of them. Yeah. They're all too long, see? Just get one and I'll give it to you.
Alright, I'll start with your beard. Huh?
He's dodging.
Stay still!
You got UI.
Oh! I get it. You think I'm gonna go easy on you, huh?
Oh, whoa, he actually. Oh my god, I kept making that joke. But he really
Ah, so you want to get
No, I
serious?
couldn't.
God.
And tell me first, can you hear it? Can you hear its song?
The soul's the sea.
Singing from the deep? That is the ringing.
Holy.
Of the hammer of justice.
Oh
Oh shit!
You and you
Oh
alone.
my god.
I say, like, this guy's been moving like FTL, and then he literally.
Yo,
just,
he's
like,
dancing on
He
you!
literally hit like
Yeah.
a brief like, flash step, like on
It's-
screen. Like,
He's dancing on you, bro. That's crazy.
Emoting.
It's a remix of
Yeah.
Spear of Justice. Also, this is crazy.
I guess you can see how he survived down here for so long.
I swear to God, if he turns her soul green, I'm gonna scream.
Just
Just-
even have a soul? Or just Susan?
Well, remember this. Chris is probably gonna give us the soul.
Yeah, true.
Mm.
Miss.
So you got moves. So what? Facing a hero. There isn't anything that's gonna stand in our way.
So the story goes. But ain't every story better with a little twist?
Oh,
Yo!
something feels off.
Oh my God.
You weren't learning anything running away, you know?
That's hard.
If you got guts, let's see how you deal facing everything head on.
Chris, help me out.
Oh my God.
Oh, you get TP for each one.
This is crazy.
The air crackles
It's
with
green with freedom.
Freedom. You got a lot of TP.
As long as you're green, you can't run away.
It's just like Undyne.
Unless you face danger head on. These bullets will do you in.
I think that's also directly quoting Undyne. Also, this is low-key kind of a little bit like a theory called Oberon Smog, which is this by the guy who made Piles of Azrael's Dust, who basically said that the night was going to be like the pile of Gerson's dust, and he's going to be the night, and he's going to be called Oberon Smog, which is an anagram. So this is kind of crazy. I can't believe we're actually just using the green soul.
Oh. That's crazy.
So then I just thought of, like, right now, at the end of chapter 3, Undyne was already using, like, you know, the spears. Like,
Yeah.
allegedly, if this is her first time being the Dark One, how does she immediately know how to use it? Like,
Well, I
does she
mean,
immediately know anything?
Susie knows how to do like Rude Buster and stuff like that. So, but did you ever hear that old tale?
You ever hear that old tale? Yes, the old tale, based upon the prophecy. Lord of the Hands.
I think I heard about it. What happens?
I don't know.
I wish I could tell you.
Can we do a Rude Buster?
Okay, heal.
Oh!
Yo!
Bro, slick with it.
Chapter 1, the March of the Dark King. The heroes defeat the king and stop the dragon.
I guess that's how we defeat him, is use Root Busters, because it caught him off guard when
Yeah.
we deflected it. What the? Oh,
Oh,
no!
Sideways.
You better heal.
Yeah.
You could.
God.
Yeah, that's crazy.
No! No way!
Let's fuck it!
Oh, there. I ain't using items. So
Yeah.
fair is fair, ain't it?
Lock in.
Chapter 2. The City of the Shining. The heroes do battle in chariots to save the queen.
Chapter 2. Nah, some other shit's gonna. Watch
Yeah.
out.
Throw you off.
Oh my god.
It's a big ass
Probably-
hammer.
You're probably gonna have to mash.
Boom!
Whoa!
Oh my god.
We're back to red. We
Oh,
can't
yeah, I-
No items.
taken.
Oh,
use
my
the
God.
the
Okay,
root buster.
heal.
Okay, heal. Yeah.
Oh, you need 85 for it.
Your call.
Defend.
Chapter 3. The Isles of Northern Light. The heroes travel among the islands and catch a glimpse of a lost land.
So he's telling us the prophecy.
Green shell?
Green.
I mean, you can't lose. We need the X.
Oh! Oh my gosh.
So, wait, is he just
Right.
reciting the prophecy?
Yeah, he was trying each chapter so far.
Wait, no.
Okay, heal.
Alright.
Chapter 4. The Trials of
Wait, no,
the
he's
Holy
telling
Hammer.
his
Now, straight up now.
Yeah.
A great smith gives the heroes a terrible weapon.
Whoa.
So he's the one.
hammer,
Yeah.
He's using like all the shit the Koopa's got. Like, he's
So-
throwing green shells, he's
so-
throwing hammers. Damn, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, they're bigger.
So he is the one throwing the hammers.
I think
I think
Chapter
the
5.
field of pink and gold.
The field of pink and gold. The vast garden is charred in an inferno of jealousy.
Is chapter 5 Flower King?
I don't know. Chapter 5, 6, 7 isn't out. I hate this. Nice.
Wait,
Yeah, I
These
think-
are
what happens next? Yeah, who knows?
Stay tuned.
There's only one more chapter after that.
only one more chapter
He's
after
telling the
5.
tail the hammer, not
It
the
all
bow.
stopped.
Yeah, but all the chapters, all of them he said so far, it's like, oh, the Dark King, they defeated the dragon,
Oh, yeah.
the city. I think it's very clear it's supposed to be, and also the prophecy is literally just what Deltarune is.
Yeah.
So, okay, so he's saying that after chapter 6, everything stops.
So I assume whatever happens in chapter 7 is going to be, something a little different from what
Yep.
the prophecy's dictating.
Breaking fate.
Oh. Oh, you gotta.
Oh,
my
yeah.
God. You gotta juggle them.
The next book, it never did get written. The story, it became so grand, so overwhelming. Some say it swallowed up the author himself.
Caster.
What if he's a...
Oh!
Nope, no hammer. Damn. I couldn't keep up.
Well, you gave it your best shot. Here.
Huh?
I saw the fire in your eyes. That's proof enough for me. Take it. And this crystal, too.
No way. Nah, keep it.
You don't want it?
Of course I do, but you're gonna need something to give me. After our rematch.
You've got guts, kid. I like that.
Well, looks like we have to rematch him.
I guess so.
See the secret boss?
What? Ready to fight
Yeah, no,
again?
Gerson's the secret boss,
That's
which is
Oh,
insane.
That's
Shit.
crazy.
Well, I'm assuming so, because he literally said he's going to give us the crystal. So Gerson is the secret boss of chapter 4.
Oh my god.
That's insane.
That is crazy.
So also, guys, can we just talk about how this is the most insane, like, shit ever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're fighting Gerson from Undertale. He's using the green soul, and he's telling us about, like, Deltarune. And he's the secret boss. Field of Justice ringing just for... Oh, yeah, we can't check because Susie. Field of Gold and Pink. I think... Also, what did the man say, like, in the egg room where the egg would be? Wasn't it also something about a garden?
I think so.
I think Flower King might be chapter 5. That's crazy. Also, wait, I think I heard a bit of the world revolving in there, too.
Yeah, because he gets tripped up when he deflects Root Buster.
As we could try it. Hammer of Just. This is the coolest shit ever, bro. Oh, that was giving spare points. So we do need to be doing Root
Yeah.
Busters.
Chapter 6 is the last chapter.
Yeah. 6 is where everything stops.
7?
Yeah, so
See, again, I think we break the prophecy.
I assume by beating, W.
Especially since
These
it's
guys.
the opponent is reeling from Root Buster. Alright. Oh,
Oh.
You freaked.
I still gave you spare points.
Why not? It could be Gaster. Because, like, it
What do you
swallowed
mean?
himself. Because, like, oh, he fell into his own creation.
Well, we already know there's kind of a lot of similarities between Gerson and Gaster. Again, there's like the
Yeah.
Goners thing, and also on the like Undertale tarot card thing. It like
Let's try again.
originally Gaster was the one who like was on the Hermit card, and then they changed it to Gerson, and also it's like the Gaster blasters look like turtle skulls, so we know that there's a connection between them. I feel like I cannot stress how cool this is.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking about like imagining like, oh yeah, playing like Undertale originally, going back, hearing Gerson talking about the Deltarune, and then knowing like, oh yeah, this guy was the secret boss.
Wait, he might be correct.
And also this is awesome because like we heard that Gerson was like a big hero in like the monster human war, and like in his prime he was like the best hero ever, whatever. You know, he trains Undyne. So now we're actually getting to like see that.
Yeah.
It's true.
He really is just like that.
Always has been.
That's crazy. He's the final boss. Or a secret boss.
Dude, I bet his song's called Hammer of Justice to like match with Spear of Justice.
Yeah.
I really don't have words. It's just so cool. I feel like I'm too used to doing the night fight where I keep on trying to press X like right as it hits Gerson.
Okay. For the ones who can write the next, the youth, the pen was lying there for them to pick up. Make the next page. They never did.
Damn. Well, just around.
What the? Whoa.
I didn't kill him. Alright, let's go to the actual chapter. And see
All
if we
right.
can jump.
Aww.
Do you want to give it one more try?
That was crazy. That was fucking awesome.
One more try.
The
One more
weird
try.
thing is, I literally just saw it was like I keep seeing that like top character tropes like subreddit, and one of them was like it's like love trope when like a random like old man is revealed to be like extremely strong.
Yeah.
The strongest characters like in the verse.
Should we stop recording?
No, we'll just keep it on record. If I cut stuff out, I cut stuff out.
Make as much noise possible over here.
What?
And make as much noise possible over
Oh,
here.
yeah, true.
See what's left.
I wish that was on camera. Jacob just like crawled under the. This is so. I'm kind of dumbfounded. Also, that's kind of like Sans' dialogue, where it's like, and then suddenly everything ended when he's talking about like people like stopping and starting, like resetting.
Hey, this fun as you got.
I shouldn't have said anything.
The moment you said that, like I knew it. I knew it was not gonna hit.
I didn't know the attack was gonna keep going. In my defense.
Every single time you're like, whoa, this is awesome.
We-
It turns horrible.
We gotta do one more. We gotta do one more.
Honestly, I'm kind of glad I didn't buy this on my own because I feel like I wouldn't have been. I wouldn't have been inclined to like go back and see all the little stuff
Yeah.
or even some of the big stuff on it. But like, I can tell you, I probably wasn't gonna be doing none of the like Dragon Blazer stuff.
Yeah.
Can you control
It
with
is kind of cool how we.
action?
I think it's kind of cool how we found the Dragon Blazers thing, but without the key, so it was with the aren't you forgetting something?
Yeah.
The ARG.
That,
Well, the way you're supposed to find it is if you just go on your own while you're actually like at the tenant part where you're playing it, and you say, wait, nope, cut.
yeah. That was really cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
We followed you.
It tracks you. That's crazy. It's one shell
One
of a
shell of a battle.
Might as well. I don't even know.
Yeah, defend.
But you, my dear, I see a story lit up in your eyes. Burning bright, burning black, burning up everything. Oh, there's more!
What? Is that the final attack without it?
I don't. Maybe. All right, one more try.
Come
One more.
Bro, how could you not fight this guy, bro?
I'm
Dude.
on to.
This is again because I feel like I have such vivid memories of us first encountering him, and again I like, had a feeling he'd be important in Deltarune. I didn't know in what way because of all like the weird hinting that he does in Undertale and also in Deltarune with like Alvin and stuff.
Mhm.
So it's like this kind of feels like a full circle moment.
Yeah.
Lobotomy like, a few years ago.
Yeah, Kurgan.
Maybe it was just, like,
Oh,
you know,
also-
and then they die or something. He was like, oh, don't let him see that.
Also, another interesting thing I want to bring up, we're talking about the connections between Gaster and Gerson. So we all know that Alphys is the royal scientist after Gaster, right? Now, in Deltarune, Gerson is the teacher of the class in Hometown before Alphys. So Gerson has essentially taken up Gaster's like role that he had in Undertale in Deltarune. So And we know there's something going up with this turtle man. I can't believe he's the secret boss.
Yeah, no, I didn't even set in until after Brain. I thought this was just like a mandatory fight.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
No, I think I kind of realized, which is why I was maybe freaking out.
Since we're kind of gathering like it's like an armory, like we're getting an axe. You know,
Yeah.
there's the twisted sword that is yet to be crafted.
Yeah. Okay, so funny story. We just finished chapter 4, but we're now back to do some more attempts at fighting the secret boss, which is Gerson, which is crazy. But this is probably going to be spliced into where we were starting to fight Gerson. So any of you who are watching who haven't played yet are just cursed with the knowledge that we all. Well, no, we're cursed with the knowledge of we know what happens at the end of chapter 4, and you don't, at least according to the video. So that's funny. I guess we probably should refrain from talking about
I was
it.
really about to talk about it, and I was like, wait,
Were you?
there's something specifically, not like the ending, but
Actually, you know what? Is anybody who's playing this, like watching this, not already played it? You think?
I guess I'll give this a warning right here.
Yeah.
So, if you truly do care about details near the end of the chapter, I guess he'll put a segment or something.
Yeah.
So skip past this. I guess make this the Balloon spoiler segment. So it's kind of interesting how it's almost like Gerson, you know, knows he's dead.
Yeah. That was all your comment?
Yeah, it's just yeah. That's, it's
Yeah,
just
actually, how about this,
interesting. Like the Darkness do know they're like things, right? Or at least Ralsei does.
Yeah. I think they do know their objects.
Yeah. But like Gerson specifically, he, you know, it's heavily implied he already knows he's dead,
Yeah.
and that's why he, you know, kind of doesn't really decide to tell us anything, because, you know, it'd be kind of fucked up to just be like to a bunch of kids like, yeah, I'm dead, by the way. Like,
Actually, what I think I might do is I'm gonna put like a timestamp of like, okay, this is when we finish the Gerson fight. This is the final run. So if you want to avoid spoilers, just skip all the failed attempts at Gerson. Actually, I might just put the final Gerson attempt in the video without all the extra ones.
Yeah.
Or I might just make Gerson his own video. No, I feel like because it naturally slots into the rest of it. So I'll figure out what I'm going to do later, but I feel like we don't have to refrain from spoiler talk.
that is very interesting that Gerson seemingly knows he is also dead.
Yeah. It's very, very interesting.
It's gotta be like such a strange like existence. Like, you know you are dead,
Yeah.
but you're also alive now through some, you know, strange means.
Yeah.
This fight is so cool.
This is maybe one of the craziest things Deltarune's ever pulled.
Yeah. The like fucked up like version where you find like the armor is also very interesting.
Yeah.
Sound based.
Yeah. There's just so many like weird gimmick fights in these past like few chapters, and they're
Yeah.
all so
I
cool.
remember there was one thing Toby specifically said. He's like, I don't want it to just all be like bullet hell like fights.
Yeah.
Then it would get boring. He also seems to be, you know, pretty well versed in combat. So
Yeah. I think that's also probably just like his story is kind of seeping into who he is. It's just a Koopa shell. That's so
Yeah.
funny. It like trips you up.
Yeah.
The timing there is pretty
Yeah.
tight.
Wait, the whole reveal when you're fighting the armor, but actually showing it finally, that was like fucking weird.
Yeah.
Like a fucked up looking face.
Are they gonna send Asgore to a psych ward, you think? I hope not either. Oh, I shouldn't have defended.
Soon that's when we'll probably find out what he's doing.
Yeah, what he's doing, also what happened to like get him taken off the force, probably.
Yeah. Soon if it's gonna be the, you know, the building, we're gonna be able to get some basement.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
What
Flower...
if the corkboard is the secret boss?
Maybe. Okay, I think a Flower secret boss, like a
Yeah.
Flowey type character. Considering we didn't get it this time.
It also is very interesting that secret bosses haven't been like some kind of like separated entity.
Yeah.
I mean, Secret Boss is just one like the knight. We actually get to continue the fight, and this one is just Gerson, who we meet from the literal start of the chapter.
So I guess the similarities with Spamton with the secret bosses all being sort of like thrown away stuff.
Yeah.
That it kind of stops with them, which I like. I think it's a neat concept, but it's like I feel like the past few have been just really cool. So it's like I don't really even mind.
I almost kind of feel like maybe like Toby did initially intend for it to just be like like unrelated items that like don't impact the story unless you go actively like seek them out and do the secret fights. But I guess at some point he was like, wait, this would be cooler.
Yeah. So it might have broken the theme that he was planning, but it's just like, okay, I gotta have a Gerson secret boss. It's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, bro.
Dude, this might be the best game of all time.
This game is really cool.
I remember, I feel like talking about people saying like, oh, what's better, like Deltarune or Undertale? And I feel like I've always been like, Undertale pretty handedly, because it's like the game's finished, It's like I'm still not ready to pick one yet. Like if I had to pick one, it'd probably be Undertale, but it's like
It'll definitely be Deltarune in Chapter 7, like it's out.
probably because it's just like the amount of stuff, and it's like it really also does just behoove you to have played Undertale because it's like, man, it's like this has so much more impact if you know Gerson,
Yeah.
It's like he's probably already just like a really cool guy in his own right, like without any of the knowledge, but it's like with it, it's just like it's like a random shopkeep from Undertale became a secret boss in Deltarune. Like that's so cool. Also, like Ralsei directly acknowledging the one ending thing. See, I feel like I've always been kind of believers. Like I think Toby probably isn't lying about the one ending thing, but honestly, I really do think that the one ending might be Chapter 6, and then Chapter 7's like okay, we're breaking the one ending.
Yeah. I think you might have been in the bathroom while we were talking about this, Jacob. But I think so it seems like I was saying, it seems like the current story is already preordained, and so once we get to 6, they'll try their hardest to stop it, but it ends up happening anyway. Then I guess since the prophecy says the world will expire, the world does expire. Then I don't know, maybe it's cuts to black, fades to black for a while, and then Gaster.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
He's like, how about we turn back fate?
So it'd be weird because I feel like I'd assume Gaster to be like a bad guy, but like I think if anyone is going to try and like change fate and like try and find a new ending just because he'd find it interesting, it's him,
Yeah.
Also, thanks for finally starting. I think we might be reaching a new dialogue. If you want to hop in.
Yeah, right.
Excuse me.
Finally starting to get serious.
Gaster, yeah, he probably is, not exactly a good person, but it seems like almost just because he could, he'd want to turn back fate. Just because one is interesting, as he says.
Yeah. Okay. That we I think this was the last attack we got. Yeah. Air crackles with green freedom.
The bell's ringing now. Seems we've reached the final rounds. So, how do you think it all ends? Now, how do you want it to end?
Also, I think it does have the freedom motif in it, which is crazy. It does. It has the freedom motif. It's crazy. I was honestly, I was kind of thinking that the freedom motif might end with. It was like, oh yeah, it was just Spamton referencing Jebel because they have shared history, and that it wasn't actually like a continued like secret boss thing. But no, there it was. I'm almost certain of it at least. An ending, huh? If I could choose, I guess I wouldn't have an ending. It's just better if stuff just goes on forever, right?
Yeah.
God, no.
Oh,
Dang it! Oh my God, we were right there, man.
He used the power of the blue shell, that bastard.
All
You
right,
deserve to die.
all right. This time with feeling.
Tell him.
And I'm gonna cut around, but just like, how you feeling, Jacob?
I don't even know, bruh. It's like, shit.
God.
Shit's getting serious, bruh.
Yeah, man. It's just crazy. It's like, again, I feel like our perception of this game has just completely changed. Because I feel like it's like, oh, things like the Knight, the Titans, those are like end game stuff. Like, oh yeah, Knight will be like Chapter 5, Titans will probably be like the final boss. It's like, oh no, yeah, it's like, by Chapter 4, we've like, it's like we're like scratching the surface now. It's like, okay, we've met a lot of the crazy things we already heard about. It's like, what could even be next,
Yeah, right? Yeah.
it's like mixing the world revolving into Gerson's like motif. That's it. It feels like a fan secret boss theme now. He's like, okay, that is what all the fan secret bosses do. God, stupid. I just won't get hit for the rest of it. I think I'm getting a hang of it. That's so funny. He like just fakes you out.
Yeah, he fakes you out. He fucking faints.
Dude, also, like he has like his hands behind his back.
Yeah.
Too. It's like, this guy.
He's cracked.
Yeah.
He's always out.
Again, I know it's like my third time saying it now, but it's like, man, I still remember us like first meeting Gerson in Undertale and how excited I was that he might do stuff in Deltarune. I specifically remember his reaction when he said, "The Legend of the Deltarune," and you like looked at me.
I believe it.
Yeah. I think this is where the world ends.
Lock.
Oh my god. Okay, if I did that, I would have proved the naysayers wrong. You guys in the comments telling me I'm bad at video games.
Oh, dude.
Okay, but I need to beat this one for myself.
Dude. So close.
So close.
I believe.
Also, yeah, I forgot Persona 4 Rewind is something that exists. That's crazy.
Right? Yeah. Nothing.
Legitimately, I feel like it's just like other things in the world other than Deltarune don't really exist to me right now. I feel like it's like my entire frontal lobe is just, or whatever lobe is the thinking one. I guess they're all the thinking. Whatever, you get what I mean.
Yeah.
I keep defending. I need to do. I need to bust.
You know what?
That's what I was doing over there.
My bathroom, man.
Yeah, all over it. Hope you like the white walls.
Ew. I can't believe we got the green soul too.
Which is interesting. He doesn't actually say his name at any point.
Yeah. Well, I think it's because I think that is maybe to leave some suspense about Ralsei, because like if he says his name and his name is just an anagram of like Gerson, then it's just like, oh no.
I mean, he is called the Hammer of Justice. That might straight up just be his like dark memories.
That actually is also true.
Yeah. Like, because he was the the hammer, so he comes back and he's the Hammer of Justice.
Yeah, that might. I think you might be right there.
Yeah, I thought about it. I was like, well, they do straight up call him the Hammer of Justice. And he doesn't say like, I'm the Hammer of Justice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Toby Fox got me turning into gas there, bro. How much I say very interesting now.
Yeah.
But it really is just very interesting.
If he stopped putting very interesting stuff in his
Exactly,
games,
bro.
then I would stop saying it.
Very.
This is the first time we get like an overworld sprite for Gerson too. I tried doing the night timing.
That's crazy. We were doing that one for so long that we really already have the muscle memory from it.
Yeah.
It's such a cool fight too.
Yeah. It's such a cool evolution of the green soul, and just having it just be like a one-on-one, and again just like then knocking the Rude Busters back at each
It's
other.
an evolution of the combat entirely.
Yeah. It's like, okay, and this is only chapter 4 of 7. It's like, what crazy stuff are we gonna be doing by chapter 7? You know?
Bro, and like chapter 7, the final boss is gonna be like switching like game genres, bro. You
Yeah.
know, it'll be like it's like WarioWare swapping between genres, bro.
Then I already did that.
It's gonna be even worse. We're gonna
Yeah.
start like first-person shooters. Whatever chapter they finally reveal Gaster, that one we're gonna really have to stay off the internet because I know people aren't gonna be able to help themselves
Yeah.
from posting, WD motherfucking Gaster.
Yeah.
He's gonna look so cool.
I might be
Yeah.
cracked. I might be cracked.
Clean.
An ending. Stupid, dumb. I hate you. I hate you. I love you, Gerson. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it.
Starting to hate him again.
Oh my god.
Well, there's nothing I can do but defend, I guess.
Well, ain't that something? This late hour, with the bells ringing out their justice, you choose eternity.
Dang it! Well, got nothing better to do. Can't believe monsters bleed. But then what does that one monster mean when they're like, does it hurt to be made out of blood? Well, I guess they're not made out of blood, but they have blood?
But then they be made of.
What? But then again, maybe Susie is half human, but like, then, but I feel like that is basically the pretty clean explanation of why Sans bleeds in Undertale, you know?
It's a very good skeleton. A very human-looking skeleton.
Yeah, but it's like, monsters like cannot bleed, like no matter what, like in Undertale. Like that's just not how their physiology works. But again, I think it would just slot in cleanly if monsters do bleed in, like Deltarune, and then it's like we already know Sans is probably from Undertale, from Deltarune, I mean.
I don't know, maybe there was something on the in between before he showed
Maybe.
up.
Taking a hit yet? I shouldn't have said anything, but
Yeah, I was about to say, don't say nothing, bruh.
I think I might need to stop doing commentary just in general.
Stay locked.
Alright, so what are we doing when Sans is a secret ball?
Piss pants. But honestly, at this point, I would have laughed at you saying that, but it's like, who even knows now?
Yeah, right.
Gerson is a secret boss.
Anyone's game.
God, this like, I'm waiting for all this to feel real, and it hasn't yet. It's time to lock in.
How brutal that he steals your items.
Yeah. Alright. This time with feeling. I really wonder how much of Deltarune Toby Fox had planned, like when he made Gerson and Undertale. Like, do you think he thought this far ahead with it?
No.
He definitely, like, while making Deltarune, he's probably, like, he definitely came up with this at some point, but he definitely didn't come up with it, like, extremely recently, but he definitely, like, he's like, what character should I use?
See, the thing is, because again, Gerson is the only person in Undertale to talk about Deltarune. So I have to imagine that he maybe thought he wanted to do something with Gerson,
Yeah.
at the very least.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the very least, the groundwork's already there. Maybe he was, like, thinking of secret bosses, or, like, thinking about, like, characters for, like, future chapters.
Yeah, but this,
Yeah.
I don't know.
This...
I imagine this didn't appear in Toby Fox's mind,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
immediately after making this old man in Undertale, but I think it's
definitely
like,
laid the groundwork.
yeah. I do wonder, like, what was I gonna... Maybe I don't wonder. I don't remember what I was gonna say.
Hey, I was talking about, I remember, like, bringing it up, and, oh, sorry, wait. I'm like holding my breath. Still in
Yeah.
a knife fight.
Although I saw someone in the comments say, like, oh, you think hold breath could be a hint towards Chris dies in an ice lake theory? And,
Maybe.
you know, I'll take it. I'll take whatever I can get. See, we didn't get any, like real confirmation of any dies in an ice lake lore here, but there wasn't any deconfirmation, which is better than most theories.
You know, this chapter wasn't mainly about, like, Chris.
Yeah. I still can't believe the start of this chapter, man.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Sorry.
This guy's not giving me any time to talk. So, since seemingly... Damn.
Sorry.
Bro's like, just shut up.
You can talk over it. Alright.
So since seemingly like you already know, like the whole thing where there's probably a second person at the end of the intro,
Yeah.
but wonder who that is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because we very clearly know Gaster.
Honestly, it might be the Knight. Because it's like, oh, you are, like, Chris, and clearly Chris is, like, kind of working for the Knight. I think if I had to say anybody, it's probably the Knight.
Yeah, it makes me wonder, like, what is their relation to Gaster? Since, you know, that would imply almost like saying that they are undermining him.
Yeah. That's why I was kind of thinking it was the Angel, because it's like, Gaster himself is, you know, the devil. Like, he's got the 666. And so then we have this thing called the Angel in Deltarune, so I kind of assume that kind of makes sense as being the opposing forces, but, like, I don't even know. Also, we saw the Angel, well, they saw the Angel, which is interesting. Very, very interesting.
Yeah,
Because it's like, what does I think that does probably disprove it probably being anybody we know, because it's like, oh yeah, that looks like Noelle. But it's like, there's so many parallels between Noelle and the Angel, so it's like,
yeah.
What's going on?
As much as I'm sure we'll find, you know, we'll finally find Gaster, we'll probably also equally find whoever that second person was.
Yeah.
Even if it is the Angel, we'll probably still see them.
Yeah. It would be funny if it just isn't a second person and it was just Gaster changing his tone.
Yeah. He got bored halfway. He's like, I don't give a fuck anymore. Just get in this body. I do feel like narratively, though, it would be way more interesting if there is a second person.
Yeah. Or see, initially I was like really weirdly hesitant about it. I was like, no, it can't be. But I don't know. I'm like, yeah, it seems like what it is, and it does seem kind of interesting. Cause like,
Gaster seems to like creating things, so it'd be weird for him to just be like,
yeah, it's like, oh
this
yeah,
whole creating sequence.
I'm throwing it away.
Yeah, he really seems to like creating things.
Yeah, like dark fountains.
And the core.
So yeah, we didn't go to a darker. Okay, the thing is, because I think that the darker Dark World thing is kind of disproven, because Ralsei basically says what a Dark World is something getting darker than dark, which is interesting. So that basically confirms, like, oh yeah, what Gaster found in Entry 17, it is just dark fountains. But then again, okay, you need determination to do a dark fountain. So how did Gaster figure that out, actually? I feel like I've heard nobody kind of question that, but I feel like most people agree that Gaster found a dark fountain. Maybe I cannot talk during that attack.
Maybe we're the soul he used to find that out.
Maybe. Actually, yeah, maybe he connected to us.
Yeah.
And then that's how he found a dark fountain, and that's how he gets to...
We don't know how much time this took place. So we know that in like indeterminate amount of time, Gaster got a hold of, you know, a presumably human soul and found the ability to open dark worlds.
Yeah.
And we're the same soul he used to do that.
That's interesting, yeah. I feel like I've never seen anyone like posit that, but I think you might be onto something there.
Yeah, maybe he was just like, I keep it around because this thing has insane power.
Yeah.
It really is kind of funny how his moves are just straight up Koopa moves.
Yeah.
Like, he's throwing hammers, he's throwing green shells, like...
I assume that's just kind of a reference,
Yeah.
but I do wonder if that does have any significance, considering, like, video games clearly do have a pretty big significance.
Yeah. Calm down, Gerson. Jeez. Crap.
Did we read this one?
Yeah.
Eternity.
What the hell?
God damn!
Okay, but I'm getting close. I'm getting close. And I feel like I really want to beat this one on my own, because I've been doing it so long. I want to prove that I'm not bad at video games.
To re-clarify the theory now, Gaster probably found the Dark World.
Yeah.
But, you know, and Mr. Brick here said that determination is required to open a fountain. And so my schizo theory is the soul that is currently implanted inside of Chris is the presumably human soul he used to open a dark world for the first time. And, you know, obviously, if you were a scientist, you'd keep that object around with you, too, for future testing, which leads to the current situation we find ourselves in Deltarune.
I think, like, I think you're onto something with that. I don't know if it's, like, exactly that, but I think that does make sense.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I really have never thought about that before, about if Gaster found dark fountains, he needs determination to open a dark fountain.
And
But-
I don't think there were somebody specifically who found them before him.
Yeah. Because it's like none of the monsters would have been able to because they don't have enough determination.
Yeah.
Also, maybe that's why monsters bleed in Deltarune is because now that they have determination. Because, Susie made a Dark Fountain.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like there might have been like we would have almost known about a naturally occurring dark world
Yeah.
by this point.
Like, someone needs to make a Dark World.
And if anybody could do it, the roaring would have happened already.
Yeah.
But there are very specific conditions for opening dark worlds. And Gaster, I guess, must have brought it down to a science of knowing exactly how to do it.
So I wonder if maybe, like, Carol isn't the knight, but it's like Carol knows that the knight exists and that it is Des, and what Carol's trying to do is getting Chris to, like, get Des back.
Yeah.
I think...
I was also thinking that, like, at some point, like, yeah, like, almost like maybe there's some kind of, like, maybe organization
Yeah.
of, like, moving about this.
Where it's like Des is kind of like their own, like, third party. But yeah.
Clearly knowing about the mayor knows about the bunker. And so
Yeah.
does Undyne. So clearly they must know what's down there.
Yeah. And again, I think it's just like, if, like, again, because also they seem to imply that, like, both in the last chapter and also this one, that the knight, like, they can only find them in the Dark Fountains,
Yeah.
Which wouldn't make sense if it was Carol. And it's like, if Carol was the knight, why even get Chris to make the Dark Fountains,
Yeah.
Because the knight is the one making the fountains. So I think, I still think it's a high likelihood that
So
Mayor Holiday is the knight, but I think it's not as certain as it kind of seemed like at the beginning.
Yeah. she may specifically know about dark worlds.
Yeah, for sure. And again, I think she's specifically using Chris to get into the Dark Worlds because she knows that Des is in there, and maybe the Knight. And maybe, like, whatever the thing that they're trying to do is, like, sacrificing people to get Des out, and make it so Des can, like, be outside of a Dark World.
But since, the knight escaped with Undyne extremely quickly, we didn't get to exactly see a figure running in the real world.
Yeah, I wonder what that
How
would have looked
works.
like.
Yeah.
Because Susie specifically says, like, it looks like someone. So she doesn't, like, specify what they look like.
Yeah.
And actually, okay.
Well, maybe it's
actually,
almost like they can be outside the dark world, but not for long. Like,
Yeah,
that's why
maybe.
they were so quick to run to the bunker.
Maybe.
So, like, I have to get from this dark world to the next as fast as possible.
Also, even if Susie only caught a glimpse of, like, the Knight or whatever when they were running to catch them, wouldn't Susie immediately, when they see Carol, be like, wait, that kind of looks like the person that was the Knight after they left the Dark World?
Yeah.
It's interesting. I'm gonna have to remember to look back at this part of the recording whenever, because I think the first video we gotta do is, let's talk about the Knight, like, who we think it is. It really basically, like, we have the Knight narrowed down to at least, like, one of two people, and even still, there's, like, kind of a decent bit of ambiguity.
Yeah. I'm sorry for this. So yeah, I'm kind of on the side where, like you said, like Des is the knight, and also kind of like operating separately. But then, like, Carol does know about Dark Worlds, and
Yeah.
Is working maybe to get her own daughter back to the real world.
Yeah. I think that's definitely likely.
Yeah.
And I wonder if, like, if Carol and the Knight are different... I'm gonna shut up.
I feel like almost maybe specifically the mayor isn't like working like. I feel like maybe the mayor. Oh, it's new.
Fish, hold on dearly to that thought. For the tides of fate are drawing close, and soon an ocean of ink shall wash across the pages.
More ocean imagery.
Oh.
Immediately.
So, like I was saying, I feel like maybe the mayor almost like maybe whatever stuff pertaining to Dark Worlds and stuff is like maybe written somewhere down in the bunker. But Gaster himself, maybe almost didn't appear to show them that. Like, they found his research, but maybe he was like shit, they found this. I have to hide.
Yeah.
So whatever maybe like leftover research he like left behind, they found and started to gather pieces together, and then they're like, all right, dark worlds, this is the thing. We figure out the method to open them.
Yeah.
But Gaster himself, it is maybe his research, but he's like not directly like working. So he was maybe hiding just because presumably if you were the devil, I wouldn't let somebody else see me either.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe he's scientist, very interested in
Very interesting.
like unknown.
Yeah.
And then some people suddenly show up to his place. He hides, but maybe he couldn't like hide his research. They find his research. Then Carol starts forming her own,
Plan that involves
Yeah.
Chris, probably.
yeah.
But then I
maybe,
wonder.
maybe the whole Chris test was somehow documented, and maybe she learned the whole soul thing.
Yeah.
And so in this scenario, Gaster wouldn't have just explicitly told her.
Yeah. I think we're cooking something here.
Yeah. So yeah, her plan doesn't involve Chris and the soul because she knows about it and knows what it can do. But
Yeah.
Gaster didn't specifically be like, okay, you go take advantage of the soul
Yeah.
and its possession of Chris. She just did that on her own, and Gaster did do that, presumably, or had a part in that. And so now he's trying to observe what that leads to, and
Yeah.
even like we've seen in the Chapter 3 secret boss fight, outwardly just giving assistance to make that happen.
Yeah.
And he clearly has some kind of otherworldly power if he's able to give assistance.
Yeah. Again, we know he is whatever connects us to Deltarune.
Yeah.
So it's oh god, I forgot to fight.
He clearly has a very extreme range of power
Yeah.
if he's able to connect souls and
Yeah.
let things possess things.
This song is so cool.
Yeah. So yeah, Gaster.
You can talk.
So yeah, Gaster, he's just kind of experiments with the soul, what it can do, what it can't do. And then suddenly one day, his bunker's
Yeah.
infiltrated. He goes into hiding immediately, so they're not be spotted. So they find all the stuff. They're like, well, who the hell wrote it? Wrote it. Then they were like, well, let's actually read this, see what they see what it said, and they're like, okay, so Dark Worlds, and then I assume maybe by this point, maybe no, the Chris thing, I guess Chris possession incident might have not happened yet, but
Yeah.
maybe I guess the mayor, maybe just the mayor, maybe Undyne might have just opened the door essentially or something. I don't know.
But I have to imagine Undyne doesn't really know what's going on in the bunker.
That's what I'm saying. She opened the door and then didn't go in or something. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, it's
outside.
Yeah. And then Carol's like, Undyne, you let nobody in here, but kept
Exactly,
the
yeah.
information to herself.
So yeah, she knows her daughter. I guess presumably had been there at some point.
Yeah. Again, I think I am talking myself out of Carol Knight. I think it seemed very likely at first, but again, I think it's she is involved some way with the Knight.
Very involved, but maybe not the Knight specifically.
Yeah.
The Knight, I largely feel is Des.
Yeah, because again, it's and if it wasn't Des, then why make it look like a baseball bat? You know, why have to be literally the first thing we see that the Knight does? So I guess the audience listening here is getting a sneak peek at what the next video is going to be probably.
Yeah, I also feel like still having the Knight be somebody we haven't seen yet.
By the
makes
time
sense.
they yeah, but it's someone we've heard enough about.
Yeah,
Where
we've heard about Des, but we've seen the mayor.
yeah,
I feel like it would kind of almost devalue a bit if we already know it's the mayor and we've seen them in person. I feel like it hits more if we know it's this unseen person that has history with Chris, the thing that we're possessing.
yeah,
Just deep history with almost the entire game, all the characters. So yeah, current theory, Gaster, finds dark fountains by using a soul. Then one day, people find his research, and then they start to take advantage of that research. They learn about Dark Worlds 2, presumably Carol being one of the people in question, to find her own daughter and maybe get her out of the current state she's in to be able to return to the real world. Since presumably, if Des is the Knight, she can't spend any extended amount of the time outside the Dark
Yeah.
Worlds, which is why she ran
the
so
bunker.
fast to the bunker, which
Yeah.
is another Dark World.
yeah. I think everything is kind of lining up with this.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to, you know, call it too soon, but it's like...
That's just the current theory.
Yeah.
With the information we have
yeah.
laid before us.
I think that's probably my current understanding
So, yeah.
of it.
Carol knows about Dark Rose and wants to get her daughter back. By using, you know, Gaster's previous experiment
Yeah.
to do so.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah. And Gaster being the, you know, the curious science man he is,
He's
just wants
like...
to see how it all plays out.
Yeah, so it's like, very, very
Yeah,
interesting.
literally, he doesn't even, like, I feel like he doesn't remotely care about anything that specifically happens. Just, he wants to see what happens.
Yeah.
But he's not like, no, we can't let the world be destroyed. Like, if the world's destroyed, he's like, very interesting.
Yeah.
Like, the world was destroyed. Like, but then it also seemed like with, you know, his otherworldly powers, he might have the powers to just straight up undo that.
Yeah.
You know, with the power of the soul.
That really would be so crazy if Gaster just, like... It is the reason why we're able to keep going in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah, that... I feel like that's likely what happens. Yeah, like chapter 6, we try in vain to stop the roaring. It makes the earth expire, like it says in the prophecy. Then when we're almost in the state of nothingness, because everything's been erased, the man who lives in the shadows makes his grand appearance finally.
Yeah. But I wonder if it's like, you need to have done... You know, I think I'm gonna let myself die. I got hit right away. I wonder if it will be those certain requirements, like, you need to have met to get Gaster to help you, you know?
Yeah.
Like, is it like...
At the very least, I feel like that would make sense. Maybe not doing all the secret stuff. Maybe that might lead to something else. But at least getting to that point where Gaster directly assists you in continuing your fight.
Again, I wonder if maybe it's like, oh, you do the secret bosses to get the shadow crystals, and then maybe Gaster fashions something for you that you're able to, like, continue going with.
Yeah.
Or it's just like, I don't know. Maybe you gotta do the weird routes to keep going? I don't know.
I don't know what the weird routes will lead to. That's also a very interesting thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what that will.
Also, wait, I just realized you get
then-
TP for attacking. I think.
Let me try.
Have we been messed up this whole time? Let's see.
How much TP is it?
Let's see.
Oh, it's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been defending for no reason, huh?
I mean, you just take the damage when you defend.
Yeah. Actually, I guess defending is helping with, like, making sure we don't, like, die to all these... Oh, that's a lot of TP,
So, yeah,
though.
you get more TP for attacking, but defending also will guarantee you TP, and then also you'll take less damage from attacks that, you know, you might get hit by.
I think I'm... At least definitely in early game, I'm going to be trying to...
Yeah. It's like almost open with attacking first, while he's doing, like, his booty attacks.
Yeah.
And then when he starts bringing out the big guns, you start
Yeah. Because that point
praying for God.
we've probably gathered enough, like, spare points by then, you know, so it's...
Yeah. But yeah, it's crazy to think, like, I was remotely invested in the story of, like, you know, Undertale and Deltarune. But after, you know, since hopping on the classes and learning everything there is to learn about it, now I'm, like, so much more invested, like, thoroughly invested. Like, basically, I didn't even, like, know shit about, like, Gaster, basically.
Yeah.
I knew he existed, because who didn't know he existed at that point, basically? Once people found him, everybody knew about him.
Dude, genuinely, like, hearing you say that makes me really happy.
Yeah.
It's like...
I'm so much, like, literally, like, I barely know who, like, the whole, like, situation with, like, Des.
Yeah. I can't believe Josh didn't realize when he was like, oh, chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. He didn't realize he was just talking about Deltarune.
Yeah.
What a funny guy, that one. Yeah, I don't think this is the attempt, but I think we've got a strategy.
But also specifically about, you know, Mr. WD. I forgot it. Oh no, I remember now. It like actually left my head like instantly.
Dude, it's like Gaster himself.
I forgot. But yeah, like he also says, you know, he's waiting for his Deltarune.
Yeah.
What is that?
Well, yeah, that is actually crazy.
Yeah.
His Deltarune.
He's looking for something specifically. Like this isn't necessarily like an idea. The Deltarune is something, and he specifically wants it.
Yeah. So interesting.
Yeah. Like I really like just thinking about that before. I forgot it for a second. I was getting a little too close. He made like my brain crash.
You're about to type that last R in Gaster and
Yeah, literally.
reset the game.
Got like ReZero, like return by death, like that in a couple minutes.
Yeah, I probably should be defending at this point because.
It seems like this one actually does 5 no matter what.
Yeah.
Oh. Thankfully, he doesn't add anything crazy onto that one.
Yeah.
I love his text, like talking noise.
It's really good. I can't believe the first like Undertale original character to like join us in a Dark World and have a big like presence is Gerson.
Yeah, just way back when you played that game, that one random shopkeeper.
Yeah, one that I feel like a lot of people probably even like missed. You just like walk past the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, this might be just the coolest shit of all time. This entire game.
But yeah, I also wonder what happened to the people who were at choir practice.
Yeah, I wonder. I maybe they just left.
Oh, I'd hope so, bruh.
I am kind of sad we didn't get to see Jockington in a Dark World.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't seem like we're gonna see anybody else, maybe?
I still think
Unless just straight up the big like roaring event is Dark World's opening at the festival.
I could see that.
Like it's just they finally open a Dark World like in the world, not
Yeah,
even,
just
like, in
outside.
a confined space. Yeah.
I can see that happening. But also, it's just like, again, it's just like so much stuff has just been expedited where it's like, we thought certain things were going to be like, and it's like, okay, it's like, yeah, we already saw the night. We already saw a Titan. We're like, the festival is tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like it's straight up, yeah, like maybe chapter 5 is like we go to like, you know, the like Flower King, then something happens there, Dark World is there.
yeah, and then
And then
maybe, yeah, afterwards that leads into chapter 6 of the festival, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
Is festival just a single day thing too?
I don't know. Again, I remember talking about maybe it's a multiple day thing, but I think the way they talk about it in this chapter actually, it makes it seem more like it is a one-day thing. Or say, it's like they say the festival is tomorrow and not it starts tomorrow.
Yeah, true. I was trying to think of like a scenario, maybe it, like that could fit, and I think at least I have one.
Yeah.
So maybe it's like somebody's like, oh, Brisky, you like go grab some flowers from like, you know, like your dad's shop.
Yeah.
You go there, Dark World. Then you go to the whole like, you know, chapter 5. Then like you come back outside, and since you know it's a festival, people are still out at night.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
That finally leads to the scenario where the like everybody's, you know, around, and then whatever something happens in chapter 5, and then leads to the Dark Worlds just being straight up like opened outside.
Yeah. I think that makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah. Like like the night or whoever like just somehow physically gathers enough power to open a Dark World in like, you know, a non-confined space.
Okay.
And then it ends up just bringing, you know, in the whole like town.
The kid and caboodle.
That would be crazy to see a Dark World design of every character.
Yeah. I think that is something.
Even Sans.
Yeah.
What would
Okay.
he look like in a Dark World?
I think it feels very Sans if he looked the exact same.
Yeah.
I think it's either
It
that.
should be like his outfit is the exact same colors, but like he does have a Dark World outfit, but it barely looks different.
Yeah, I think honestly what it might be is that again it's like the exact same outfit. It's maybe the jacket's like it's just like a lighter blue.
Yeah. The jacket looks like very slightly different.
Yeah. I wonder if that's when we'll finally
Maybe
meet.
it goes from like a jacket to like a trench coat.
I wonder if we maybe meet Papyrus at the festival.
Maybe.
Again, this would also be crazy if that's when Azrael comes back too.
Because that would be a big event to finally, you know, all the pieces have fallen into place.
Yeah.
You know, Azrael's back. Then like, you know, Papyrus is out and about. I feel like we wouldn't see him at like during like the incident itself, but then we find him in the Dark World or something.
Yeah. Because also I think the thing is right. So I think it is likely. Actually, I don't know. Because it's like, oh, Sans and Papyrus, it seems like they both come from Deltarune, but it's like, if Deltarune monsters do bleed, Papyrus doesn't bleed. So that means he isn't from Deltarune then? But it's like, if they both are from Deltarune, then it's like, we know that Papyrus, he knows what the sun is, but not what it looks like. Because he mentioned something about, oh, the sun glow, like, shining on his hair when he's, like, thinking about driving on the surface. But then when they go onto the surface, he's like, Sans, what's that big, like, ball in the sky? He's like, that's what we call the sun. So I think you have to explain that if Papyrus is from Deltarune, but I think that would mean that maybe it is true that Papyrus is just, like, a shut-in in this universe, so he's never actually been outside. I think that's the only...
Or if we're traveling into Schizo territory, maybe Sans created Papyrus.
Maybe, but I feel like it'd be more so maybe Gaster made Papyrus.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, Gaster might have made both of them, to be fair.
True.
So we know that Gaster has to have something to do with Sans Papyrus.
Yeah. Or at least in the way that both of them were created was different.
Maybe, yeah. So maybe Sans is like the real deal. Maybe it's like his actual like son or brother or whatever you believe, and the Papyrus was like an experiment.
Yeah. Maybe even like an experiment. Like it's almost maybe the exact same experiment, but with something changed.
Yeah.
Which resulted in him just being dust and no blood.
Yeah.
And I feel like as funny as it would be if we straight up never ever got anything about Sans explained.
No, I am very certain that we probably, it won't be like the most explicit thing in the world,
Yeah.
but I think we're getting a decent amount of...
Yeah, we're definitely gonna get like this. Like it would be a Toby Fox funny move. Just Sans just straight up never ever got explained. But I also feel like I feel like even Toby himself wouldn't be fully satisfied by that.
And it's like, I even think it's like, okay, we already know that like Sans writes "Don't Forget" on the drawing of like the 3 people or whatever, so we know that Sans has to do something in this game, So I feel like I am very confident that we will get at least enough to where we can kind of surmise the big picture of what Sans' deal was the whole time.
Sans also has powers, so...
Yeah. But it's like also...
that's gotta be something.
Yeah. But I guess that also kind of establishes that, like, in the Dark World, they probably get, like, the powers, like, that they would in, like, the Underground. So it's like Sans probably... He can't do the bone stuff or whatever, like, Gaster Blasters in the Light World, but he probably could in the Dark Worlds.
Maybe.
God.
Maybe like use like 2 like human corpses and then made a dark world in the same room with them.
Maybe.
And then they ended up being skeletons in the dark world. I don't know.
Maybe. And maybe that's where he gets the human souls from.
Maybe.
To do like make Dark Worlds in the first place. I
at least would feel like that might have been just like a different incident, like post him finding the dark world.
Yeah.
Just I feel like Gas is definitely a very old person.
Yeah.
So he definitely maybe had a lot of time to experiment.
Yeah. But then it's like, did like Undertale Gaster come first, or did Deltarune Gaster? Are they the same guy? Are they different guys?
I feel like it would at least make sense if they are different people.
Yeah. But
maybe not like different as in like they're like completely unrelated to each other.
Like parallels.
Like, yeah. Maybe like every universe has a Gaster.
Yeah. Do you want to give it a try? I feel like I need a moment. Sure. All right, I just need to get my hand off the sticks for a second. Get some water. I do want to beat this one, though.
Yes.
I feel like we're like getting the weed discussion. We're doing it. Is Fortnite overrated?
Yeah. No, Fortnite's not overrated. I love Fortnite. Yeah. I was playing the new season earlier. I was remembering like Jacob, while we were doing the night fight, when I was playing him at one point, Anthony was flinching so bad that it was actually almost distracting me. Like whenever he flinched like so hard, and I was like, oh my god, it's like scaring me.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Like I'm already like unironically holding my breath during the attacks, not even as like a joke thing. Like they like just focusing so hard on dodging them, I was basically like holding my breath. Literally, you'll probably hear it in the video. Like literally every time I like finish dodging an attack, I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Even when I'm not playing, when I'm watching it, I'm even holding my breath.
Yeah, again, that's why I was flinching, because I was like...
Ooh, almost missed that one.
Down.
Not that far.
Down. It really is crazy just how much better the game looks nowadays.
Yeah.
Again, it's not Toby Core anymore.
Toby Fox now, the game looks good.
Yeah. Again, legitimately, I think some of the stuff in Deltarune recently, it is the kind of thing where it's like, if that wasn't a fan game, people would say that, oh yeah, it doesn't look like Deltarune, this sucks, it's not bad enough.
They look like poo poo pee pee. It definitely seems like attacking and getting perfect attacks expedites the process.
Yeah, definitely.
I was never very good at this one.
Yeah, that one's hard. That's hard, and then every, like, couple of runs, I, like, lock in and, like, no-hit it.
Yeah! Damn you, Gerson.
Love Gerson so much.
Yeah. He's such a cool character.
Yeah, I think, I'm trying to think, like, who's my favorite character that's been introduced in these past few, like, these 2 chapters, and I think it has to be Gerson.
Yeah.
And, like, I think Tenna's really close behind.
Yeah. Tenna was really good, too, but yeah,
Yeah.
like...
Maybe. No, I think because it's just like there's just something about an old man character.
Yeah.
It's like they're just always so cool.
Yeah.
I can't believe Oberon Smog is.
Especially, like, conveniently, extremely, you know,
Yeah.
like, knowledgeable old man about our current situation. Damn it, man! Third one. Doesn't seem like we still at least get spare points even for getting hit.
Yeah.
Although I don't know if it's the exact same amount.
I can't believe this is the secret boss.
Yeah. I don't think I've got to that attack. I generally don't think any of my attempts ever made it to that one.
Really?
Yeah.
As
Mine.
soon as like you know it's coming, it's pretty easy to dodge, but it's just like this one's pretty easy too. Just also you are getting health from the attacks, even if it's little.
2.
Hey, better than nothing.
Damn you!
You're locked though.
Yeah. Damn you! Oh shit, I haven't gotten to this one yet. Oh! Oh! Damn, I didn't even know about that one. Bastard. Keep messing it up. Oh! Oh my god.
What's up, Josh? We're still fighting Gerson.
Really? I thought. Oh, this is a serious
Okay,
fight.
but we've been getting really close though.
Reach the final attack?
I think Dalyn might be about to.
Cool. Slide.
Oh no.
Ah, you said that one. Oh,
Any cool dialogue I missed?
Okay, basically,
damn it!
can I get it back?
Yeah.
Also, do you want to jump back in? So basically, I think like
I felt like
basi-
yesterday. What the hell?
basically Gerson asks like, oh yeah, what kind of ending would you want, Susie? And then Susie was just kind of like, I wouldn't have an ending. Like I want it to go on forever. And then Gerson's like, oh, you want to live on for eternity? Is like keep that like thought in your heart. And
Gotcha.
that's pretty much all we know.
We're also doing a Gaster theory time.
Yeah, me and Jacob had to, me and Dalyn like really sat down and
Yeah. I
got-
feel like we came up with some that honestly
I think
they're very plausible. I feel like
yeah, I think
if not like I feel like we would at least might get some details right. I don't feel like
Yeah.
any of we came up with a couple specifically as well. So I feel like at least some of them might have
Yeah.
at least the details correct.
and like I think from what we have, I think it is the most reasonable assumptions to make like at this time, you know.
So what's the cliff notes?
So the cliff notes. The quick cliff notes is so my theory is, you know, Gaster, because Anthony said like Gaster like stuff like, well, what if he could get dark in the dark? So that's his like discovery of the dark fountains. And so I was saying, so the human soul or possibly soul that possesses Chris is like he got a hold of it, and that's how he first learned about Dark Worlds.
Because I was pointing out, because I thought about it, and it's like, okay, we know that whatever Gaster found in Entry 17 is probably figuring out what a dark fountain is, but monsters don't have determination in Undertale, so he wouldn't be able to make a dark fountain. So like,
said,
how? Yeah.
What if like he happened upon the human soul or whatever soul? We don't even know if it's human, but presumably human soul. And then he discovers, with that soul, he can like open Dark Worlds, and that's where he discovers Dark Worlds entirely. So then he's like, well, now I have to start experimenting with this because it's very interesting. And so like I guess like he continues experimenting with that, whatever, like in indeterminate amount of time, and then at some point, the mayor. I guess one of his experiments went a little too far. He grabbed old Des. So the mayor goes searching, and she finds the bunker. And the bunker being where Gaster, I guess like does all his research. And so maybe like in a quick haste of like somebody finally finding the bunker, he just immediately like retreats to hide from them. And like, but his research is still kind of like sprawled out everywhere, like for to see. So maybe like the mayor finds all this. She learns about Dark Worlds, and so she's like, well, like my daughter is like essentially like confined to like these like spaces. So she's making like almost like a plan with Gaster's previous experiment, the whole like soul thing. To get her own daughter out.
Yeah. So this is under the assumption that Carol is not the knight and it is Des, which I think, based on what we talked about, does kind of make sense. Where it's like Carol knows about the dark fountains, and she is again like using Chris or whatever, based off of, like Gaster's like blueprints or whatever, to figure out like how to get Des out, and Des is the knight creating the fountains.
Yeah. And since we were also talking about like at the end of like chapter 3 when she's running with like assumably Des the knight is running with Undyne, she runs it as fast as possible to get to another dark world because she can't actually spend an extremely extended amount of time outside of a dark world. Like she probably only had like that couple of seconds it took to get there.
Interesting.
Like the mayor isn't the knight, but also is extremely knowledgeable about everything that's going on.
Yeah, it's like because one of those things like, all right, let's say let's say they're all in cahoots together, and then like if you're trying to find Des, like don't you know that Des is like the knight, right? And so it's just I don't know, man, it's crazy shit.
Yeah.
There's so much to unpack.
Yeah. But yeah, like Gaster, like he's not explicitly like he's not doing anything like specifically evil. Like he has done bad shit, but he's not like behind. I don't think he's behind like the plot.
Yeah.
And I was saying like chapter 6 is probably gonna be like like the world expires, like we failed to stop the roaring, but then like the man who lives in the shadows,
man who speaks in hands,
the man who speaks in hands, he finally appears, and he's like, well, like because at the end of the chapter 2, at the end Gaster starts talking of this chapter.
Oh yeah, you
Gaster
missed
starts
that.
talking, and he's like we've reached the halfway point, and he's like it's like the time like soon like arrives, like the time to like obtain, and he says my Deltarune. So I assume if he gets his hands on that, he becomes almost like infinitely more powerful, and he might have the ability to turn back fate and let us actually like stop the roaring.
Because Gaster right now is like a chaos element. Like we don't know shit.
Like honestly, he'd probably do that. And honestly, I don't even think he'll like want anything for that. He'll just turn back fate just so he simply could.
Yeah,
be
because
like, I want to see you, my experiment, do it. Like I'll give you the tools and like I'll give you like the ability to even like turn back fate.
Yeah,
I want to see how it plays out. Like when you try to stop it.
And he hasn't intervened much really so far.
Yeah. Well, again, I think we can kind of assume that maybe he is the one who intervenes to give Chris the yellow soul to fight Spamton, because otherwise there's really no other explanation for it. And again, we know he's involved with like the save menus, with the game over screen, at least in chapter 1.
And 3.
Yeah, and in 3 when you're fighting the knight.
Yeah.
So it's like, and it's maybe the one who gives you the shadow mantle. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm really confused on that. It's like, why did he decide to intervene after, like, in that fight specifically under certain circumstances, Because, like, he doesn't intervene normally.
I think it's just because, like, he probably just found it interesting. It's like, oh, you have a chance here, actually. How much does the OK heal even do again?
I think it's like 80. Damn, never mind.
Oh my God.
It's at least a little better. Like, for this attack, bro.
This one's a bit kooky. Jacob, will you try this?
No, I don't think I want to.
Yeah, so yeah, like it seems like maybe like almost he gives like Chris like a little boost during the Spamton fight just to see like how that plays out. But then he just almost like fully directly gets involved for the night one just because like his 2 big experiments are almost presumably like facing
Yeah.
off against each other. So he wants to see how it goes head to head.
Rude bus.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting.
Did you realize saying it with the timing of the Root Busters?
Maybe that's the timing for it.
Imagine if that was like true.
You gotta say very, very interesting to time it properly.
Like the very, very interesting is just straight up the timing for like the Root Busters. So it does stay at 3 when it reaches like the max.
Yeah.
Like,
How would you even test that? Like
I don't know, maybe-
the average time of
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
very.
Toby Fox seems to be like a mad scientist. He might have somehow figured that out.
I think Gasser will start talking at some point.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna make a full appearance. There's just no way he doesn't.
I think so. I don't know. Because again, he is a very enigmatic figure, so it's like. Again, I don't think we know anything about Gaster for certain about what he will and won't do, but I feel like I have to assume, again, I think actually seeing Gaster in the flesh, like, I think that is something that Toby Fox probably deeply wants to do.
But not yet.
Not yet, of course.
And 2026.
2026.
I don't think no. He's definitely not showing up until like.
Oh yeah, but something's
You know,
happening.
I would say that, but I was kind of like, oh yeah, the Knight probably won't show up till Chapter
Oh, yeah,
5. The, like, what's it called? Like, the Titans, definitely, that's like an end game thing. So, like, Gaster could just show up in the next one. I don't think that's entirely unlike.
He's definitely gonna show up whenever we're trying to get to that bunker.
Yeah.
No,
When we do that.
I wasn't gonna be surprised by the end. It's like Gaster's like when the pan up or something, or like the final boss was Gaster, bro. Like I didn't expect the Titan to come out, man.
Yeah, and also the Titan was so cool,
That
bruh.
was pretty.
I
cool.
was saying actually I kind of like almost like when I like expand on my previous like thing where like maybe like so I was saying Chapter 5 we like very clearly know now is probably gonna be as
Flower
Shop,
King.
Flower King.
Yeah.
So then I was saying but like so Chapter 5 since like it's gonna be the festival maybe like at
Blue
some
now.
point. Yeah, they're blue
Back
still
around,
down.
yeah. Nice.
So what I was,
Oh hell no!
I know, right? Oh my god.
yeah, it's bad.
What's it?
My crack theory is like so during the festival somebody's like oh can you go get some flowers from like your dad's shop, you go there, dark world, you do that whole thing and then so, since it's the festival when you come out and it's still nighttime but there are people outside finally but I don't know whatever shenanigans go on inside
Oh
the dark
fuck
world,
that!
yeah, it gets like serious whatever goes on in that dark world like leads to I don't know maybe the night like coming outside and just straight up opening
Dang it! Oh,
like opening almost, not even maybe opening fountains maybe just straight up starting like the roaring like outside.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
But something I want to add on now is I thought of it at least is maybe like during that point you're kind of running away from the opening, and guess where you run to?
Yeah.
The bunker.
The bunker.
What's it called? I didn't want to mention it, but when I first saw the Titan, I thought it was a face. I thought of the Edwin side profile thing.
Okay,
It
actually,
looked like
I was looking up pictures of the Titan. I found like one that literally was Edwin. All right, I need you to tell me if I
He's tweaking, bro.
Oh, the Gasser
Yeah, he's
face.
pretty-
Okay.
He's tweaking, bro.
okay,
Oh wait! I like a quick glance, like eye, and then that's up, right?
yeah,
Yeah, okay. And
and you got the cracks.
a bit like I get it, but hold on. I mean, like, which I get a quick glance again. Yeah, I like a quick glance, yeah, but because it's like to simply put it, it's like the black space eye, and in the middle is just mouth and other stuff.
Yeah, I don't know.
But at the moment, I was like, bro, we got bigger fish to fry.
Sorry,
I think if the Titans just straight up did have a face, maybe I could almost see that. But since they only got like a whole.
but I mean, I think it being kind of in the negative space, it's like that's,
All right.
that's something.
If he is like, yeah, no, that was on purpose. Like, all right, that makes sense. You know.
I feel like that would almost maybe be the case if Gasser created the Titans himself.
Yeah, but I think the Titans is more so just kind of like
Yeah,
a natural thing.
So yeah, like Gasser didn't do it, so I feel like that.
But then,
Maybe that's not like.
then how come there's so many ties between what's it called, Gaster and like the visual design and the little holes and blasts and stuff.
I don't know.
Yeah, so it's like, is Gaster like just?
Maybe that's what he inspired like the whole like night thing on. Like maybe he did see the Titans at some point.
Yeah.
Could be.
But also, again, like the Knight looks like one of the Titans.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
So maybe the Knight is one of the Titans.
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
And also, if we assume that the three people are three Titans, could like that Titan we have fought been somebody?
Could
Like, could it have been Undyne?
have. We still haven't seen Undyne.
Yeah. But I mean, Undyne
I
would
think
be.
it'd be a little too early for it to be Undyne.
Yeah.
Especially because cop sacrifice in a week.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I feel like there's just too many.
Half sacrifice in a week is such a crazy.
There needs to be like someone needs to make a video about just like all the possible. Damn, that's crazy. Just like all the possible like answers to all this stuff. Because if we're saying like, oh, Gus is just a third party observing, then why does the Knight look like him, or why does the?
Well, I think it's because the Gaster has like influenced the Knight or has like been in contact with the Knight. Because we know.
I honestly I definitely feel like he at least like created the night. Maybe not like gave it its goals that it has, but
Yeah, I
at
think
least
it
created
is
that
whatever.
form.
Oh, it is very laggy. Woo.
Oh, yeah.
Here, let's stop recording and start recording again. At like 9. So I think we're gonna finish fighting Gerson, and then we're gonna see whatever's in the mic room, and that's probably where we're gonna have to leave it today.
Oh well.
And I guess we'll have to meet some other day for Weird Route, but that doesn't have to be right away.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
All right, man. How you feeling,
What the
Jacob?
fuck? An invincible fighting game?
Yeah.
Invincible fighting game.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3v3.
Dude, again, it feels like it's like I've been completely disconnected from the outside world. The entire world has been Deltarune.
Watching the trailer.
Looks pretty good. I actually like it.
The animation's really cool. Want to see it?
I'm kind of fighting Gerson Boom right now, but
Sorry.
Let's see, guys.
is it like 2 frame rate?
Yeah.
Do we see actual like gameplay? Probably.
No.
No. Okay, I'm not interested.
They're like, it's gonna come out next year.
I do like the graphics.
Like Deltarune. Deltarune
And
waiting.
GTA
Everything
6.
Deltarune next year.
Oh wait, gameplay. There's gameplay.
Like 3 seconds, and it's over.
That's cool.
It's like Marvel.
Yeah.
Like Marvel and like fighters.
Yeah.
I can't believe we got Persona 4. It looked really good too. Honestly, I feel like the new lighting engine that they have kind of works better for Persona 4 than it did for 3. Because 3 kind of had its own like thing going on with the lighting.
Bro, the 4 remake trailer was kind of like ass.
Yeah, no, it was
Well,
both.
it was just
Honestly,
like-
they didn't really have to show the gameplay for
You're
it. They
damn.
could've- like the whole like TVs thing and then like revival and then I could have
Yeah,
gone around.
I mean, it was just a teaser. I thought
yeah, I
it
know.
was pretty cool.
Yeah,
I was just saying,
but
if
it
it's
was
also
like-
a teaser. Honestly, they could have just showed anything else. I don't know why they showed that they had like Bro running.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Like,
that's what I'm
like, almost,
saying.
Like, nothing. Like they could have. Honestly, it would have been better if they just showed like Bro like standing still and like panning around.
Yeah.
Or, like like fucking.
Anything.
Yeah, literally.
Literally anything else.
Anything else?
I mean, I'm happy it's here, but you guys could have.
Done better.
Yeah.
Like, just a little bit. It was. I don't know. It's just kind of like here.
Well, do you get more
goddamn.
TP from attacking or
You
defending?
do.
Oh, okay.
I just defended by accident out of habit.
The 2026 release date was a lie.
Wait,
Tricky Tony.
Did they say chapter 5 and 6?
No, 5.
That's fine.
Oh, okay.
So I guess 5 is releasing on its own, which I guess makes sense. I wonder if 6 and 7 will be together. There's also, I think Toby Fox literally hasn't even acknowledged that 6 and 7 exist.
Yeah.
But I think that the closest thing we get now is just Gerson mentioning chapter 6 of the story.
What if there is no chapter 7? It's just to make you think that there's more coming, but 6 is the finale. Tricky Tony.
No, again, I think it's like 6 is is the one ending, and then 7 is breaking whatever that ending is.
Only can use items.
I was about to say, can we just get one item? Can we like use a few and then Gerson's like, hey, that's cheating.
Yeah, Gerson fucking hates shooting. He smacked the shit out of the Titan because they started healing.
That's actually true. Yeah.
He's like, I don't give a fuck what this Titan does. He saw the heals, like, oh hell no.
Fucking.
That was kind of
No. Well, then I might not have enough TP for a heal next turn. I think just heal.
You know, he got the spare thing when you did heal though. Like the little
What do you mean?
yellow sparkles when you did heal.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, when he left,
Okay.
like it went up. So maybe we should just be healing, so it could actually survive these hard ass attacks.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, and even when you attack, the sparkles.
Yeah. I assume Root Buster probably does the
Yeah.
most, but
Yeah.
it might just be for the long term be more worth healing.
Yeah, because I doubt. Because if there was repeating attacks, we'd realize it by now. But I feel like after every turn, something happens. Locked.
Every time.
Okay. Yeah, I think heal. Okay, heal.
Yeah, look, he does that. Actually, got a lot more. Maybe it is more.
Interesting. It does take more TP.
But you
More
do get
toilet
more
paper.
advantage. Right, Jacob, you know what I learned today, Brad? Apparently there was supposed to be a DLC 5 for Black Ops 2 with remastering all the old zombies map, but it got cancelled because of ghosts. Just fucked up, man.
You talking about how did it go?
Yeah, bro. There's also
AI.
because there was someone pulled up like old alpha footage of like Moon and stuff like that remastered. Like, bro, we could have had that on Black Ops 2.
You remember the other?
I really like it in Black Ops 3.
I mean, yeah.
Canceled COD game. It was like this weird other project that they had.
What was it?
I forgot the name. It was kind of like Advanced Warfare, where like they had like space suits. They were also shooting in space, but it was also like on the ground too.
It's very familiar. I kind of like
I
lost it.
forgot the name.
I didn't.
Oh, I think it does more heals like each like time you do it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Something.
Oh yeah, but it was just very, very disappointing. The Black Ops 2 could have been even better. Yeah, it's just one full circle. Damn, where the hell did that come from?
It was
Oh,
Future Warfare.
I think we're on new stuff.
All right, new stuff. Jacob, say your iconic Gerson lines.
Oh no. Okay,
Oh,
no.
it's the same.
Green.
Ah, shit.
Oh man. I think it'd be easier for Dan.
Oh, he's crackling with green.
You can heal. You can
Oh,
heal.
heal. Yeah.
Oh my God, you're.
Okay.
But there is one thing that can override the dark. A white pen, known as hope.
That's hard.
Miss, I believe this is what you hold.
Me? Nah, Chris has the pen. My pen's like a hairbrush or something.
Oh, so we finally get confirmation of what the axe is. That's funny.
Is that so? Is that so?
Yep. No, shut up and give me the axe. Oh nah.
Red shell.
Purple shell.
Oh my god, that's like so much.
Yeah.
Wait,
All right, figured it out. You want to see what I got then? Take this.
Hadouken!
That was hard.
that
That was
Susie
hard.
locked in.
That was hard as shit. How's that, old man?
Yo.
That was the most fun I ever had.
See how I used my healing just now? Guess this is mine now, huh? Just a second.
Justice axe.
And take this too. For some reason, I found this weird piece of glass in my desk. Felt like someone really wanted me to use this thing, but it didn't interest me. So you can take it.
Shadow crystal was added to your key items.
Finally! Starting to wonder if I'd ever win.
No kidding,
Perseverance.
Susie.
Each time, you get a little better. That's all I wanted to see. Can't think I'm gonna be the toughest thing you'll face. But next time, you'll be ready. Don't give up, and give him hell.
Don't have to tell me that, old man.
Yo.
That was tough. That was like crazy. Yo, that was crazy.
Yo.
You were
Okay.
talking about before, like there's like the old man like character is always like very interesting. I think that part of it, one, the trope of them being also extremely strong, and two, I think also like the part where they, even if they like still win the fight, they're always like, oh, that was so much fun. I
Yeah.
don't even care. Like,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Bro, he could have killed.
Justice axe. It has no special powers. However, in order to attain this item, you became much stronger.
Probably your heal
Interesting.
becomes real.
With the ability.
Question mark. Which yeah, we probably won't be able to use this because this is in our main file unless we. Oh.
Well, I'll be seeing you around now.
Yeah, I guess we will. Why'd you help me so much? You didn't have to.
You remind me a bit of someone I used to know.
Undyne, yeah.
Who?
Just a character from that old story.
Lord of the Hammer, huh? Hell, if I'm reading that. Oh, wait a sec. Isn't that what Dragon Blazers was based on?
Oh! Okay, it's good we did this, because that's crazy. So the prophecy... So Dragon Blazers is based off of the prophecy. That is fascinating. I guess that's why there's so many parallels between the game Deltarune we're playing and Dragon Blazers, the game in-universe. That's insane.
Yep. And so they changed parts of the story. Of course, the biggest fans got mad, but isn't it interesting?
Interesting.
The book was already just an interpretation of something else. Stories can be retold. They can be changed. That's what I believe. The words on a wall called you a hero. Whatever you end up being, I'm sure it'll be tremendous.
Anyway, which Dragon Blazer character am I?
Yeah, right.
The one that dies.
The one that they sacrificed.
You are the dragon.
That's what I was hoping. Nice.
Wow.
That's cool.
Also, let's just look. Oh, actually, we can check out what the Shadow Crystal does in this Dark World.
Oh, cool.
Shadow Crystal. Held the crystal up to your eye. For some strange reason, for a brief moment, you thought you saw the lobby of the church. Okay, so this one does just tell you the Light World equivalent. Unlike the one where it's like, Ten is gonna die.
Wait, so what's it called? So does that mean what's the face? The knight gave it to Gerson hoping to be a pawn, but then
turn into one of the crazy bastards.
and then Gerson was like, wait,
like,
I'm fucking him.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like literally, like he's literally like, I don't care.
This is the best character in the game, bruh.
Yeah,
All right.
really cool.
So okay,
At least have
you
this
save?
file like
Yeah.
on the back burner for a while, and then maybe like in like a couple years.
Apologies for the abrupt ending. This video was actually recorded at the exact same time as our Chapter 4 video, so we didn't record an actual proper sign-off, which also means we didn't record the Patreon shoutouts. So here I am doing that right now. So in the Honor Student tier, we have Toby, Tricky Fox, Dick Chocolate, Chaos Beam, Squid Miku, Semantic Pedantic, and Riley Green. The Overachiever tier, we have Blender Fucker, and the one singular person who donated in the Teacher's Pet tier for $50 is Josh. Take it away. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's weird recording a sign off on my own now. Comment I'm old in the comments if you watch this far.